I always tend to do things a little backwards. I'm working on a build series of this farm, but I'm too excited. I want to show you the finished product first. Hello and welcome to the Stover Farm channel. I'm so glad to have you here with me. And let's do a farm and equipment walkthrough on Small Town, USA. Now, this is the map that I made. It's available on my itch.io page for Mac and PC only. It's a, one farm map with really, really big fields, and you build your own farm. And I made the map with this space right here completely empty because I wanted you to be able to make your own farm. And, well, I've made my own farm, and here it is. A couple of things I want to make a note of first. If you're playing this map for the first time, you need to go in and buy all the fields. Just do it. It's so much easier. Use the EasyDev command, buy all land. You got to have cheats enabled. It's a little different in FS25. If you don't know how to do that, there's some really, really good YouTubers that have shown you how to do that online. And you can see I've been building out my own map, just like I intend you to do, and this is what I've added. These are just placeable items. They really don't work. The co-op's just a placeable item. It's purely decorative, but I do have a sell all point right there in the center, and that's something that you can add. It's available on the in-game mod hub. And then we run over here to Tractor Supply. Again, it purely decorative. You couldn't really do anything, but because we've got so many good placeable items, there's 82 Studios purchasable silo thing. You can get all the goods in the game right there. So it actually does function now. And there's also now a production mod to do moonshine. That's right, you can make your own whiskey. So my still is here. I basically just took all the components out of the production. It's water in, potatoes in, corn in, and moonshine out. I now have a fully functioning distillery. And lastly, over here on the far edge of the map, again, this was completely open and available for you to put whatever you want on here. Here was my vision for it. These are both, this is one placeable item, the gas station functions, and then this is a decorative item that was pulled as an i3D out of Riverbend Springs. But there you go. You can make it your own. And that was what my intention for this map really was. I wanted it to be a very large map, something that has huge fields. It's one farm, and it's got nice terrain to it. It's not just a flat map. And again, credit all goes out to Ola Halder from Maps of Norway. He was the one that made New Frontier, the first map for FS25 that went out there. I used this that map as the backbone for this because, again, I'm a modder. I have no clue how to set up a map myself. And this is what you get. So go and download this map if you'd like, or go and get Ola's New Frontier and make this map yourself. But enough jabbering, let's get to it. So this is the entryway to the farm. You can see, yes, I have a little subsidy on the left there. I have no clue if I'll be able to make any money on this farm or not. I do plan to play this farm, and I do plan to run a series on it. That's what the map is for. It's why I made it. But I will say this, as with most of the maps and farm builds I typically do, it just turns into excess purchasing. So many pieces of equipment, millions of dollars. I don't think I've ever built a farm that is economically viable because I've always got, big tractors and 9Rs and four-wheel drive Steigers and, you name it, millions of dollars worth of equipment, and then always, the super nice house. So, speaking of houses, this is the area that I set up my homestead, and it's a really large area, and I haven't put too many actual pieces of placeable items on it. I've got the horses here. They take up a very large portion of the front yard, and I love this in FS25 because you're able to place your animal husbandry, and then you can choose where you want the fencing to go. And I was able to get a, very large pasture for just 2 horses. 'Cause that's really all I can stand to do in Farm Sim. The horses are just, they're annoying. I'm sorry. I love them. Absolutely love horses as animals. But in Farm Sim, to ride them and make them happy every day, I just am terrible at it. But this is their little pasture, and you can ride them there. I've got the first-person horse mod too, which I highly recommend you get. You can actually get that from the in-game mod hub. I've got some areas way over there in the woods you could ride these horses, and I think it'd be really, really cool. Very basic. This is available on the in-game mod hub. No, it's not. I don't think it is. I think I got this on itch.io. It's always difficult to remember where you get mods. And I try my best to always use public mods unless there's something that I've had to make myself. And then, I'll let you know what that is. Little barn, an area where I've got, hey, look, I've got my compact tractor in here, got a little bit of horse food, and right over here by the beautiful waterfall and pond area. Makes me very, very happy. And then the house. So this is the Elk Mountain modding house. You're probably all going, well, oh my gosh, is the EMR house out for FS25? No, it's not. But I opened it in Giant's Editor, and like 99% of everything was working. All I really had to do was add a couple of collisions for the flooring and the walls. The doors function. You can go in. They work. Really, really cool. I was quite excited that it worked. And there's a ton of versions of this out. I think they're available on Elk Mountain Modding's site. You can check those out. I don't know if he has plans to release this set for 25 or not, but this is super cool. I found that it's on itch.io. Someone posted it on one of the Facebook pages. Very, very cool. I love details like this. So awesome. But back to Elk Mountain Modding. Again, no clue if he is going to release it. Here's the garage as well. A couple of things I noticed I still have to work on. Where is that? I think it's back over here on the front door. You can see where one of the shaders is wonky. Yeah, you can see it right there just in the glass. You can see the 256, that little code that's there. I've got to fix that shader. These windows seem to be okay. And I don't have a sleep trigger in it for some reason, so there's now some available sleep triggers on the in-game mod hub. I just threw them right here. They work great. They're fine. And it looks like it's part of the house. So really, really always loved this house. Almost like this version better than the Elk Mountain Ranch house, which was the one that actually had the garage built into it. I don't know, I really like the detail on this one. And you get this really cool garage. Again, similar thing happened. Couple of minor things. Again, that didn't come over. I've got to figure that out. But for the most part, the textures were all there. Why am I kneeling down? There we go. I don't know what the heck was happening there. And I had to add some collisions, and it worked very, very well. So there we go. Over here to a 3-car garage. I've always loved the idea of just having like a ton of space for a garage. And like in real life, I don't have this, but it would be an absolute dream to have all of this room. Got in here, what is this? It's a 6R. It's a small frame 6R with a quickie loader on it, a pallet fork, and then we're getting ready for snow, so tornado on the back. I've got a, this is I think a 92 TBI 350 Chevrolet 3500, K3500. And I'll make a note, if you see mods that are in here and you're like, oh my gosh, where did those come from? Send me a message or, write a comment down in the comment section. I'll do my very best to try and tell you where they're at. I can't remember them all off the top of my head as I'm running through here. If I do, I'll tell you what they are and I'll link them. But many times I've completely forgotten where I've gotten these mods. And I will say this, so I want to have a chat with the person that made it so fencing can't go right up next to a house. It's so frustrating, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Like, you come in here, and we take this piece of fence right here, and I'm going to enter demolition mode. So I'm just going to get rid of that fence. It does that, and, like, you lose... Like, what is this? So when I try to put a new fence in here, watch what happens. Let me find the right fence. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so this is here. So I try to put that there. Look, it didn't allow... So maybe you do that. No, it won't work. That worked, but now it's missing... I mean, that looks okay, I guess. You could get by with that. But then this happens. So you're like, oh my gosh, I want to come over here. Well, no, you can't because the area is restricted. And it's not even close. So I'm hoping that there is a mod that can come out for that soon. Because it's very, very frustrating. And I've looked, I don't know what it is. I really don't. Maybe someone in the community knows. Better. And then I got my old pup dog here. Absolutely love. I wish there were some options for different breeds of dogs. I'm a golden retriever fan. I love any type of dog, and this dog is super cool. I don't know his name. What is his name? Does it usually pop up? No. I don't know what his name is. But I'd like some options for some different types of dogs. And then you can see, and you'll probably, I guess, you're super interested in map making. And again, I've got a video that I'm working on the actual full build of this entire area. You see this tiered area out by the house. I'll show you how to make that. It's really quite simple. The texturing mods in the in-game map editor are a little different than 22. I think sometimes they're worse, but then sometimes they're also a little better. So it's, again, not difficult to do. You could do this. I have faith in you that you could. And I'll have that video, really the full build of this entire farm. But again, like I said, I got excited, and well, I wanted to do a video. I wanted to show you the whole thing. I think I like this area over here. I did realize that I didn't make the area super flat, so there's a lot of elevation changes, and there's a lot of space over here. So I've got the bin system. It's kind of sitting down in a valley, and we do have corn growing right now. We are in September, year 1, day 3. But I've got a couple of individual bins here. This is a flat bottom bin, 3604. This does require to have some type of... no, my mind is... well, let's go and look. I can just go right in here and look. They are... not augers, but belt systems. So you would need some type of belt system to get that particular meridian to work. But over here on this bin system, it's all looped together. This is a medium grain leg, 5 million liters of mixed capacity in here. And it's got a nice little driveway to move around to get trucks in and out. I think it works pretty well. Where should we start? So let's do equipment first and like buildings first, and then we'll look at animals. So you saw the grain, the silo area. I love these old buildings, these old barns, and this is super cool. And in here I've got a plow just sitting there getting ready for winter. And we've got our big Fendt. I think I might have modded this a little bit. I think it'll hold like 150,000 liters forage wagon on a 380 CVX drive, case Magnum. Again, this is where you start to see the excess of my farm purchases and just start adding things up. Of course, I went with as high a horsepower as I could. You don't need this for that, but what the heck? I wanted it, and I got it. So I've got those sitting in there. I tend to have more buildings than I do equipment, but what the heck? I love the old rustic-looking barns. Let's run across here again. We said we'll do equipment first, and then we'll do animals. So very basic barn. Again, go out to King's Mods or itch.io. Really, I recommend itch.io because you can get mods directly from the modders. I'm finding as I'm modding things, when I put it out on my itch.io page, it typically doesn't go anywhere else unless someone re-uploads it. And again, there's nothing we can do about that, which is honestly fine. Once I personally believe when a mod is public, it goes out there public, you've released it, that it's like free game. You know what I mean? So I don't have any... I just know that's what's going to happen. But I have noticed that if I upload to King's Mods, it immediately goes to all these other different sites as well. And you never know what you're getting because you don't know who's re-uploaded it. So, again, that's why I say itch.io is really, really good because you're getting it directly from the modder. So go out there. There's tons of buildings now. Got an S790 combine, John Deere, with one of the foldable heads on it, the 16-row foldable corn head. This is in-game Mod Hub stuff here. The believe this is as well, straight out of the in-game Mod Hub, available for all platforms. This is a base game 9R 640. Use that to pull my grain cart. Over here, this is not in-game or all platforms. This is a circa, I think, 2018. This is an 8345R, one of the early 8R series. And really, really like it. Lots of great options. Found it on itch.io. And then, what do we got here? A 1775 John Deere planter. I don't have a seeder yet. There's not a lot of great options out there. And then absolutely love this old Steiger. This is a 9390 power shift, 625 horsepower. It's got a little bit of a chip tune in it, so she's a running son of a gun. Really, really cool four-wheel drive tractor. So I tried really, really hard to not like overdo it. Building wise over here, this is available. I believe it is Mac and PC only, and I've done an extensive amount of modifications on the inside. And again, this is just all, I've done it myself as I'm teaching myself. I don't have any intention to put it out there. I'm sorry. Again, it's not my mod originally. And you could do this if you are on Mac or PC, or I should say PC, because Mac, you can't use Giants Editor. But it's just so much fun to go in and make stuff. In this area I created, we've got a little bathroom in here. You can do some business. This was just an open shop. And then I brought in all of this stuff just to make it feel a little more like a lived-in space. We've got a trigger for working on your vehicles right there. And this is a great example of, again, taking something, kind of like this map. You take something that is functionally very, very good. It might not have all the specific details in it that you want, and then you make it how you want it. Got the 3500 Ram. This is my plow truck. Love the sound on this truck. I've been experimenting a little bit with sound, so I don't believe the actual sound that comes on that truck, but I've been figuring out the Giants loop editor. Very, very interesting. Love the 8400 John Deere. That's out there. I got a custom sound on this as well. Very, very cool. This is just a base in-game Manitou M50-4. I messed that up. Yeah. And then a John Deere sprayer, 4730. We don't have a ton of great sprayer options out there right now, at least if you want the green or red brands. But they'll come. They'll come. Again, mods are starting to really start to sprinkle out, and I think that's cool. This is the AGI Sentinel building, and this is an example of putting two things together to make what feels like one coherent building. Now, realistically, if that were green like this or this were red like that, it would really, really flow well, but I don't have that right now. But it's just kind of neat. You got this little walkway down through here, takes you to this back area where I've got my generator set up. Just kind of a junk area. Got this genset. It's a Cummins 3406. Excuse me, Cat 3406. Got to get my engines right. We'll fire her up. And that's my mod. You can go pick that up if you want. It's on my itch.io page. It does absolutely nothing other than act like a generator. And I think it's kind of cool. I've always wanted to do it. It's got some lights on it. And it does use fuel. You have to refill it. And it'll power the whole farm. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Maybe someone smarter than I with more knowledge of modding could figure out a way to actually make it hook up to something and do something. I don't know. Power a PTO or... Whoops. I was going to try and turn off the light. There we go. But I am not even anywhere close to that yet in modding. Now in here, I've got a lot of trailers. So I've got my J&M grain cart. I've got a trailer with a 45-foot Draper John Deere on it, and then just a standard Wilson trailer with a Pete. Did I modify the sounds? I think I did. So, not a ton of semi-trucks out yet, but we're getting there. Again, we're getting there. And then my daily driver right here is the 03. It's a Duramax LLY. Love this truck. Really, really, really nice. Available on King's Mods, itch.io. Go check it out. Again, if you see something in here that you're really interested in, throw a message up. I will do my very best to respond to you. I might not see it right away, but I will try and find it. If I can find the mod, I'll let you know where it's at. We're moving on right through the equipment list. I do have the MacDon pack as part of the early purchase of 25. So that's there. And then I've got a base game, just a wood chipper, base game round baler, base game chipper, ABI water trailer. I've got my 4110 John Deere. This is available on my itch.io page. It's a compact tractor. I don't have the deck on it for this. I do have the deck on it up at the house. I've got another one up there. It works very, very well. Very, very cool. Actually, a new compact tractor is out. Nice to see that. John Deere, I think it's a 3406 or 3430, something like that. It was the mysterious one from 22 that like you had to be a paid member for, and it never got released until the very end. It's out now, so I'm really glad. Again, I don't know. I reserve judgment on that whole situation of modding paid for mods. I get it where, you know, you might want to make a little money on something, but then I don't know, I like to make mods available, like people to have fun, have a good time. It's a game. Enjoy the game if you can, but again, I don't know. I realize it's complicated. Base game Transtar. Love this truck. Love this truck. And I noticed it has a really detailed engine. I've been making those engines available. I might need to try and pull this one out. I think that's an 855 Cummins, if I'm not mistaken. Might need to pull that out and make it available as a crate engine. Stake truck, just to, take goods into town. Gas, diesel here. And then over here, this is where, it's just kind of the landing area for all the equipment that's going to sit outside. The stinky, stinky manure sprayer is here. I should say slurry sprayer on a Agco Allis tractor that's a mess. We've got the Farm King Rake. We've got a Wilson trailer. We've got the Exees cattle trailer. And then just a host of discs and plows and everything. This is the Kinsey Mock Till base game. This is the Summers. I think this is actually a mod, although it might be available now on the in-game mod hub. I don't know. Summers diamond disc as it's rolling towards me. And then the Lizard plow. All base game stuff. So that is the equipment up here. Let's run down. Nothing over here yet. Still working on that area. So we're going to talk about animals after I get done with all the equipment. Down here, this is the dairy area of the farm. And just got another little garage system for my mixer for food. And a 4455 to pull that, and then another 6R small frame with a loader on it to get bales. I figured what I'm going to do, we don't have any, at least not that I'm aware of, updated food for animals, so I'm just going to be base game food. I think I'm going to feed, the dairy cattle a total mixed ration, but the beef cattle, the Angus cattle, they're going to get, either just hay, grass, let them eat the grass out in the pasture, or we'll make silage for them. So we can shift now into the animal side of this. Let's go, hold on just a second. Let me turn flight mode back on. All right, we're back in flight mode and we're above the farm. So again, what I love about this in 25 is you can make your own pastures. So you put down your animal husbandry, and then it allows you to make the actual pasture for your animals. So this is a dairy farm. This is available on the in-game mod hub right now for all platforms. This right here. And then I've got a little bitty area for some calves right here that only, I think, allows you to have baby animals. I could be wrong with that, but I think it's a calving barn. That's what it is intended for. What else do we have? So over here, these would be the Angus cattle that I will raise. And again, really, really cool that you're able to make your grazing area follow the terrain. And this is the entire, let me see if I can go up a little more. There we go. This is the entire area for the animals. I was able to, snake it around on this tiered area of land. And yes, I know I'm very, very, very sorry for those that are playing this map. I've got some really random collisions over here. In fact, I'm hitting them right now. You can see where I'm hitting them. Like over here, no big deal, no issues. But then right here, there's these collisions that pop out. I haven't fixed those yet. I will. I recommend just maybe painting this a line right here, getting rid of some of this field up here. Again, I'm still learning. I'm learning all this. So that is for, again, beef cattle. And then I've got some greenhouses here. I realize these aren't animals, but I've got a couple of greenhouses right here on this small little road heading up to the bunks. And then I do have, let's move over here. I've got chickens in here. I actually do have chickens in there right now. I got to remember to feed them. They are right there. And lastly, let's run up the hill. So we've got these bunks up here. And I'm not using them yet, but we'll use them. They're there. And this is kind of the, like, tree maintenance area. So in here, you know, I've got a couple of dump trucks, now I got a big Massey that'll squish down all that silage. I've got my International CV with a dump bed on the back of it. Got my International 200 HD there with a trailer on the back. Got a stump cutter grinder on the back of this. This is kind of, again, the forestry area where I keep my equipment. I don't know if I'll do any forestry on this. I think I could, because the map is, again, it's really set up well for forestry and farming. You've got well over, I think the total area of farmland is like 400 acres total, with the largest fields being over there. You can see those. It's a 90, and then that's an 85, and then there's like an 85 over there. Some pretty big fields. And then there's these little sections of forestry all strewn about that you can have some fun in. And it's not flat. It's got a lot of rolling hills in it, so you can have a ton of fun. So there you have it. That was what I envisioned, I think, the farm to look like when I made the map. But this area is completely empty if you download this map, because you get to make this yourself. And I highly recommend you give it a try. If you are on console and you're like, oh my gosh, I really want to play a map like this, well, go get New Frontier. You can get rid of some of the trees, and then you can go in and build and create fields like this. You can change the elevation of the land, and you could build a small town USA just like this map. Now, if you're on Mac and PC, go get this map and then make your own farm and have fun. And remember, have fun, enjoy it. Let me know if you find any problems with the map. I'm always appreciative of folks that come in and say, hey, they found something that I need some updates on. I haven't done an update yet. Still on version 1. Plan on keeping it there for a little bit because I want people to just kind of play the map. And I know that if I do update to like a version 2, you're more than likely going to have to resave your game, and that might piss you off a little bit. I don't want you to do that. So I'm letting you play a little bit. And when I do get to a point where it's time to hit the old upgrade button, I will send out a version 2. But until then, I really appreciate you taking time to stay with me for this farm and equipment tour of small town USA with the Stover's Farm. Now, I think I need to play the map and actually farm. So until next time, we'll see you right here on the farm with the Stovers.